We analyzed thousands of investors on the Stock Boss app and found the top performers based on annualized return and volatility. Then we found the healthcare stocks that kept popping up the most in these best portfolios. These are the top 10 healthcare stocks for long-term wealth growth. At number 10 is Organogenesis Holdings, stock symbol ORGO. Organogenesis describes itself as a regenerative medicine company that's about advanced wound care and surgical and sports medicine solutions. They make products like skin substitutes, protective barriers for surgery, and shots to help knee problems. Overall, they're making support products for more critical surgeries and wounds. So they want to address three major markets: advanced wound care, surgical wound care, and osteoarthritis. The estimated markets for each are $11 billion, $9 billion, and $7 billion. Right now, their revenue is at roughly $500 million, so they look to have more room for growth. Revenue and EBITDA have been increasing year over year, with EBITDA as a percentage increasing 10.3% between 2023 and 2024. Overall, this looks to me like a classic picks and shovel investment. They aren't making high-risk bets like a pharmaceutical company on a new drug, more on that later. Rather, they're improving upon hospital materials to support surgeries and more advanced wound care. This is a small cap that has a long history of volatility, but in recent years, it seems to be gradually growing in value and in share price. At number 9, we have Enveric Biosciences, stock symbol ENVB. Enveric Biosciences is a biotechnology company which engages in the development of neuroplastogenic small molecule therapeutics for the treatment of depression, anxiety, addiction, and other psychiatric disorders. I'm not even going to try to explain that, I just read it off their website. This stock has fallen 99% in the last 5 years, so this is one of those pharmaceutical companies I was just describing where if they hit it big with one of their drugs, they will blow up. But for those not wanting to get too deep into the weeds, you might want to leave this one alone. For those ready to do the research, I guess check it out. Its market cap is currently $2 million, so this is a microcap stock. At number 8, we have Foxo Technologies, stock symbol FOXO. Okay, I'm going to just read this off their website, and then we've got to talk. Foxo Technologies provides healthcare services and technology and currently operates 3 synergistic divisions: Epigenic Diagnostics and Interpretation, Rural Hospitals, and Mental and Behavioral Health Facilities. Each division is operated by wholly owned subsidiaries. So I don't know what's going on with this Frankenstein of a company. They do diagnostics and run specialized healthcare facilities. At the time of recording, this stock had a market cap of $215,000. I mean, my Benjamin Graham instinct wants to deep dive and see what's going on here. Spoiler, it's debt. Maybe a miracle turnaround? We'll have to, I guess, see. But yeah, this is a stock idea. This is a stock idea in healthcare. At number 7, we have Septerna Inc., stock symbol SEPN. Back to something resembling a company. Septerna is a microcap stock at roughly $1 billion in market cap. They had an IPO just last year, and so far, the stock price hasn't fallen too badly. So what is Septerna? They are a drug company. One disease they are trying to help with is Graves' disease. This is an autoimmune disorder that Missy Elliott has battled. Again, for those ready to do the research, I guess check it out. This is one where I could potentially see it bought out if they can continue to prove out their current platform for making these drugs. Before we continue, we want to get your stock rating. Before we get to number 6, I ask you to share your stock ideas. Share your ideas and even some of your hunches at stockbossip.com or on the Stock Bossip app. If you share good ideas, we'll showcase those ideas on our platform, our newsletter, and videos like these. Create a free account, update your profile, and then share 10 stock ideas, and you've just joined the largest investment battle royale focused on long-term wealth growth. At number 6, we have Walgreens Boot Alliance. The stock symbol was WBA. So Walgreens is now a private company, and I was just going to skip over it, but it's an interesting story that just happened in August, so it's an interesting one to talk about. If you try looking up WBA now, you'll find that it was delisted. It was bought by Sycamore Private Equity, who specializes in retail and consumer investments, especially distressed companies. Some interesting buyouts they've completed are Staples, Belk, and Hot Topic. Sycamore Private Equity is likely working to restructure management. If Walgreens can improve its financials, it may be relisted in the future. At number 5, we have Eli Lilly, stock symbol LLY. Okay, our first large cap healthcare stock. Wow, that was a journey to get here. Eli Lilly is the most valuable drug company in the world with a $700 billion market cap. The company makes drugs for clinical depression, diabetes, and insulin. Interestingly, they were the first company to mass produce the polio vaccine. They also created Cialis to compete with Pfizer's Viagra. Eli Lilly currently gives a 0.79% dividend and has a pretty high PE ratio of 49.35. Though its price seems relatively high to its current financials, its year-over-year growth in revenue and EBITDA is really what's propelling its stock price. At number 4, we have CRISPR Therapeutics, stock symbol CRSP. So CRISPR Therapeutics describes themselves as creating transformative gene-based medicines for serious diseases, and they are tackling some serious issues. These issues include disorders like sickle cell disease. They developed Casgevy, which earned FDA approval for treating this disease. CRISPR is also used to create advanced cell therapies for cancer. The technology helps to engineer immune cells, such as T cells, to better target and destroy cancer cells by enhancing their ability to find and kill tumors. CRISPR Therapeutics is expanding its cell therapies to address autoimmune diseases by modifying cells to treat these conditions. Right now, the company isn't making significant revenue quarterly, and they are burning about $100 million each quarter. However, they have roughly $1.5 billion in cash and short-term investments, so they have a 4-year runway to figure out revenue. This isn't their full enterprise value or raising potential, so there is time to sort out top-line sales. Like a broken record, I must say, for those ready to do the research, check this stock out. At number 3, we have Tempus AI, stock symbol TEM. Tempus AI is a healthcare technology company which engages in bringing artificial intelligence and machine learning to healthcare. It focuses on building platforms for oncology, neuropsychiatry, cardiology, infectious disease, and radiology. In short, they are using a lot of medical data and AI to connect clinical trials with matching patients, improve personal care, and finding new therapeutics using data. Tempus just had their IPO in 2024, so investors need to look deeper to see if the company is really solving problems or just riding the AI wave. Their revenue has been driving upwards since the IPO, and they've doubled revenue in just a year. If this translates into massive adoption, then this may be a promising long-term investment. At number 2, we have Novo Nordisk, stock symbol NVO. Founded in 1923 in Denmark, Novo Nordisk has grown into a global pharmaceutical powerhouse. Today it employs over 70,000 people across 80 offices, and its medicines reach around 170 countries worldwide. Novo Nordisk is best known as the world leader in diabetes and obesity care. Its portfolio spans legacy insulins and next-generation drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Rybelsus. Beyond blood sugar and weight management, it also helps hemophilia treatments, growth hormone therapies, and hormone replacement products. Novo Nordisk is a clear competitor of Eli Lilly and have multiple drugs that compete with them. They compete in the weight loss, blood sugar reduction, obesity, and diabetes spaces. On the financial front, Novo Nordisk reported revenue of about $42 billion. Its market capitalization even surpassed Denmark's entire GDP in 2023, cementing its place as one of Europe's most valuable pharma companies. So before we get to number 1, please like and subscribe. If you like getting really good stock ideas that came from only the best of thousands of investors, then we would love it if you liked and subscribed so that more people can get this good information. At number 1, we have United Healthcare Group, stock symbol UNH. So, United Healthcare Group is here because a lot of top investors, shown here, believed from their analysis that the market had overreacted to the tragic shooting of the company's CEO, and from a value investing standpoint, took a position. As a business, its revenue has been steady at about $100 billion. But let me go off script for a second. United Health Group is a controversial pick because of the tragedy surrounding it. But I think an example from my past might help explain why you should look into investing in United Health Group. I have a friend who will invest in privatized jail stocks. The concern with privatized jail stocks is that these privatized jails have an incentive to incarcerate more people. So they have an incentive to possibly put people in jail that shouldn't be there or for longer than they should be there for. So you would think that someone that isn't liking that wouldn't want to buy this stock. But when you buy a stock like this, you have the power to share your voice and implement real change. Investors in a stock will typically have the power to vote for the board of directors who make the decisions on who runs these companies and on all the company policies. What happened to the CEO of United Health Group was really a tragedy. Ultimately, United Health Group doesn't have the best customer care because the people who have insurance with United Health Group are the customers. And what's problematic is bad customer service in an insurance company can really lead to tragedy for families that rely on healthcare for their loved ones. But while the CEO may have implemented some policies that might not have been ideal for customer care, at the end of the day, he is just an administrator. CEOs are just administrators of businesses. The incentive structures to take profit over customers really goes down to the desires of the investors. And you have the power to be an investor in United Health Group. If you invest in United Health Group and you want real change, look at their policies that are coming up and who they're voting for in terms of their board of directors. You really want to focus in, if you want real change, on the policies and the board members that will focus on those before they prioritize profit, which is really hard because that's what a company does. But I would argue that it's a question of short-term profit versus long-term profit. You might want to focus on those policies and board directors that are focused on long-term profit. And when you focus on long-term profit, that means you want to focus on good customer care and making sure that those customers get the right treatment they really do deserve, not only as customers, but really as humans as well. So thanks for watching. Didn't mean to go off a little bit of a tangent there with United Health Group, but I think it's important to remember that investing isn't just about profits. These are real resources being distributed to people. If you want to see more great stock ideas, check out Stock Boss-Up. No other platform gives trusted investment insight like Stock Boss-Up because we are doing something different. We only showcase ideas from consistently good investors. Check out these new investors that joined the Stock Boss-Up competition and some more YouTubers we're tracking. Please check out these independent stock analyzers. Their ideas help all of us grow our wealth.